Hey, what's going on, everybody? So we had round six in Glendale, Arizona. I love this track because of the big layout. It was a little dangerous, but the big layout with fast or longer lap times makes for, to me, really good racing. I don't like it when they do like 30 laps on a small 40-second race like they did in Detroit, but that's just my opinion. But we're gonna start with the 450 class since apparently they like to race the 450 heats first now. But the big news of the night was Chase Sexton hand contusion. How many points was he going to lose? And at the beginning, he looked like he was kind of trying to tail Jett right behind Ferrandis and made a pass by Webb and stuff. And but then he kind of fizzled out at the end there, but lost a lot of points. And I think this might be a turning point in the series, especially if Jett hole shots and wins the next race. I think we could see a sole kind of leader. Just depends on how Jett starts go come from here on out. But we had a great ride by Ken, let's start to finish, and he's got speed. We know this from the SMX playoffs. He's just had bad luck, so it's always good to see him get out front, start, take away, and get the win. Then Jason Anderson, he had a great ride as well, kind of just sitting in no man's land in second. Once King got a little bit of a gap on him, he put a little bit of gap on Tomac, and he just was able to kind of ride in his own race in second. Jett Lawrence got onto the podium after a bad start and a little bit of love from Webb. I think that if AP didn't go down, I think AP would have finished somewhere in the top three. Unfortunately, AP took the front early in the race and went all the way back to almost dead last. So that happened, but Jett, fastest guy on the track, making his way through the pack, and was able to finish in third, salvage some points. I knew he was going to catch Eli because Eli looked like he was kind of laboring, a little bit tired. And I think Eli needs to work on his fitness, but I think that's part of he hasn't raced in a while, and he wasn't able to ride for a while, so trying to race his way back into shape right now. It's just not an ideal time to do it, but that's kind of where Eli is. Anyways, Jett, once again, fastest guy on the track, bad start, and he led to him at least getting on the podium. But I do think Aaron Plessinger would have been on the podium had he not tucked the front there. And then Webb looked like he was laboring a bit. He started out really fast, was pushing his way through the pack. I thought he was going to hold off Jett for a long time, and then he very quickly started to fade. So I think that's arm pump. It might be some of him being sick a couple times in these early few rounds, combined with the bike setup for the track, because apparently that's a thing, that your bike setup can affect your arm pump more than you may know. When I rode, I never really messed with the bike, so I couldn't tell you. I wasn't that good enough. It didn't matter for me, but it's just weird. I felt like that's not normal for Webb to get arm pump, but it happens to everybody. So didn't like to see him come back. He did make his way back around Chase, but that's because Chase was definitely feeling that hand near the end. But a bad night for Webb as far as points go. And this really, to me, shakes up the points quite a bit, with AP losing a lot of points, Chase losing a lot of points. Even Tomac technically lost 1 point. It's just going to be hard for these guys to beat Jett. Anything can happen. There's a lot of racing to go. But with Jett getting a points lead, it's just going to be, he could easily get the whole shot and win the next race. But hopefully Chase can use this 1 weekend off to kind of heal up, and then they just come out swinging when we come back from this 1 week break. I hope that King can get another one. That'd be great. I'd like to see Jason get a win. Then, of course, Eli get a win as well. But we've had five race winners in 6 mains. It's been a treat. We'll see what happens in the next one when we come back. Now, the 250 class is not the race I thought it was going to be. So first off, you have all the top 3 out front, and I thought that they were just going to be battling it out throughout the whole main. But then Levi didn't quite have the speed, so you got Jordan and RJ got around him. And then you had the mistakes from Jordan, and I as soon as I saw Levi falling back, I was like, all right, we're gonna see who's gonna win the override competition. Jordan and RJ were gonna ride the bike until one of them fell, but Jordan had kind of an easy tip over, which is good. So just simple mistake though, which put him into a position where now he had to repass Levi, and then there's the incident with the Red Cross lights and Levi and Jordan. Now, obviously, Levi thought that with the lights flashing that he needed to roll the next section or the next jump, and that's what caused him to double, where Jordan tripled on behind him, and then they collided, and Jordan kind of faded to the left because Levi wasn't too aware that he was going to get almost landed on, and Jordan faded to the left, kind of punted Jordan off into the whoop section beside him, and it's just kind of a racing incident. I'm glad nobody got hurt because that could have easily been broken back or arm, especially if Jordan had landed on Levi. It would have been a complete incident because Jordan did not think that Levi was going to double that. He thought he was going to triple onto that table. But they both got away healthy, and Jordan still finished fourth after crashing there, but still. And then RJ just got to pull away, because Levi was in assess as RJ, and then Jordan went down again, so it was just kind of like gave RJ the race win right there. And this also allowed Joe Shimoda to get his first podium, which is just surprising to me. Joe should be a title contender. He should be, really contending for race wins, but he cannot get a start to save his life. And I think that if he gets a whole shot in any race, he probably will end up winning the race. We just haven't been able to see him get anywhere near a whole shot at all, really. But the good news is the points are so tight. I mean, it's kind of anyone's game, in my opinion. You get, Jordan -4. Everybody's chasing Levi. Levi's been Mr. Consistent, and it shows in the points. But you have Jordan -4 and RJ -5 to Levi. So everybody's within 5 points, and then that could swing either way because if they 1, 2, 3, there's a 5 points difference between 1 and 3rd. So this is exciting racing. This is the series to watch right now. And I'm excited to see how it goes down because I think any 3 of them could win on a given night, and I think they're the 3 fastest. I think Joe will play spoiler in a position because Joe could separate the 3, or Joe could win. So it'll be interesting to see how these next few races kind of play out. And then I want to give a quick shout out to Marchbanks and Oldenburg with great rides. Oldenburg's riding really well, and Marchbank was outside the top 10. Finished up in 5th, so he's riding really well as well. I also think Carson Mumford, he was kind of aggressive in that heat race. He was trying to show a wheel, and I think he's got the speed. If he could get some fitness into him because he faded quick in that main, I think he could really show. He could finish top 5 in a race or something. I know he was on the Geico Honda back in the day, but he looked really good, so hopefully he can get some fitness and get some top 5 before the end of the year. Let me know what you guys thought about the racing last night. Did you like it? Did you think it was boring? Do you think Jett should have got docked points for the sand section from Webb? I don't know. I don't think so because he still lost a lot of time, especially with the loop out. But we'll see. Let me know what you guys think about the race below in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.